Hi everyone, we want to take a look at how to set up for an 8-sided mandala. And we're going to need our compass and we're going to need a ruler. One thing we always want to do is we want to measure and find the center of our paper and measure this way so that we can find the middle of your paper so that your final art design is not off-centered. So I've already done that. My center is about right here. And in order to create the 8-sided mandala, we're going to start with a circle. And then what we're going to do is we're going to cut that circle in half. We call that a bisector. I always prefer to put the pencil in the center. You can see the little hole from my compass here. Put your pencil there first, and it will allow you to really be certain that your ruler is lined up. Sometimes the ruler looks like it's set up right and it can be deceptive. So after we draw that line, we're going to have to cut this line. We would call it a diameter. We're going to cut that in half as well. So we're going to put the point of our compass on the edge here, and we're going to open it larger or wider than we had it so it goes past the middle. And we're going to make an arc. Instead of making the whole marking, we'll just mark up here more or less in the center. We'll mark down here as long as it goes past the center. Then we go to the other side and we repeat that. We're going to make an arc here and an arc here. Now where the two meet is going to give us the center. Now sometimes we'll draw the whole entire arc. You can do that, but it just gives you a little bit more to erase afterward, which I prefer not to do. So we will then line our ruler up, and I'll put a dot here and here where the two intersect. And I like to, like I said, line up the pencil first, then check, recheck before I make the line. So now we've cut our circle into 4. We could actually connect the dots and make a square. And we're going to need to cut it into 8, so we're going to need to find the middle in between this section here. So in order to do that, we're going to repeat that bisecting or finding the middle construction. So we're going to make an arc, or like we had said, you could just make one on top and the bottom. Go to the other top part here and make an arc. Where these two meet is going to be the middle. I mean, you can imagine it's somewhere right here. But I'll line up my ruler. And I'll make my marking. So halfway is going to be here. In fact, now that I've made my marking, I will go through the center here and draw a line all the way across. Now on the other side, we can repeat this construction, or we could simply use our compass to measure it. So I'm going to put the point here, and I'm going to adjust as carefully as I can to find this spot here. If I swing it down to this side, it's going to find the middle for me. Or I can go over here and do the same thing. So we want to sometimes make sure we're super accurate, so we can do it top and bottom here and find if there's any difference. There's a tiny difference. And we will line up our ruler to this side, going through the center to the other side where we made a mark. So this, now we have a setup for an 8-sided mandala. These can be guidelines that you can erase. You might want to make a smaller circle in the center and have a repeating pattern going in the center. You can extend it a small amount or a large amount, then extend it some more, so you're creating sort of different sizes for the repeating patterns you're going to create. And maybe I'll do another one that's kind of small, and then maybe I'll do one towards the end here as well. If you wanted to, you can really make the circles anywhere, and we're going to create repeating patterns, and the next step is trying to choose which patterns you want to make. You can be very creative. Those who are more creative than me, you can freehand different pictures and designs, but you're going to have the opportunity to do patterns of 8, or you could do patterns of 4 and then another 4 in between them. It's really going to be up to you. But that's how we would set up for an 8-sided mandala.